So I'll go ahead and start. So the first question I will ask is, and everybody can ask this question within your local community, and that means within your house. Let's take it to your home. The question is, are you protecting your critical asset? What does that mean? Some of us today, we go to our homes, and the first thing you ask if you go visit somebody is, can you give me your password, right, for your wireless? If that wireless was not protected, the risk is so much on your organization or in your home, because somebody can come in and exploit all your system. They can have access to your sensitive information, your bank record on your phone, on your laptop. So even at the home level, at that local level, we are exposed to a lot of risk. So I'm challenging you, if you're on this call tonight, make sure, I know most of us do it, make sure you have password set for your wireless network. Another thing I'll say before you leave here, make sure when you go to a hotel or the airport, any public place that does not require password, rule of thumb, if you can avoid it, please don't browse in those public space, because your information is exposed big time. As a matter of fact, sometimes people would decoy your information and you log into a wireless that looks like the real deal. They will just make some slight changes. And if you log in there, you log into your bank record, somebody can capture that information in real time. So it's a very big deal. So hopefully you learn a few things about cyber threat too. Cyber is a monster. And very soon we get into those questions. I get a lot from everybody. The key thing for us in corporate America or corporate structure in any organization is always, we're thinking of our critical business asset or mission critical asset, meaning any system that hosts sensitive information, and you and I can always guess what is sensitive or not. For example, it's no rocket science if I say my financial record is sensitive, my mortgage information is sensitive, right? My kids' information is sensitive, right? Anything that can expose you and I is very critical, right? So that is very straightforward. Let's go to some exciting things as we go forward. Cybersecurity, right? I mean, as simple as that, don't overcomplicate it, really. At the end of the day, we're trying to make sure we can protect your network and protect it from exposure, from threats, from internet hackers. Right now, it's no secret. Most organizations in the world today, if you don't protect your critical information, it takes only one incident to embarrass you big time. It's not a function of if, it's a function of when. So there is no way around it, really. For us for people in government mostly, the key is always you're thinking of critical infrastructure, right? It's not just restricted to private organization. We're thinking of it from a perspective of a broad base, meaning I'm thinking of how to think ahead of risk before they happen to us. Because the most scary thing, ladies and gentlemen, is, unlike in the past, right now, a lot of us can go to certain site. You must have heard of dark web. People can go there. They can buy malicious code and script for less than $15, $10, $20. So the ability to operationalize attack is much more effective, cheaper right now. So it means we cannot let our guard down, because $100 device can mess up a huge multinational organization. So this is no joke. And these are not some riffraff developers or programmers. These are the best in the world that put this script together. Unfortunately, they're just bad actors, right? So it's so important we think from a protective point of view on making sure critical assets in organizations are well protected. And you understand why I'm getting into this story before I tell you about the program and the class, so that you can appreciate it and understand how this fits in together. A lot of people say, oh, well, I want to get into cybersecurity, I want to do cybersecurity. The question is not cybersecurity itself, because cybersecurity on its own, it's extremely wide and broad. And when we get to the question and answer side, you guys will understand and appreciate where I'm going to. But it's so wide. The smart thing is just start somewhere, then you can always increase it. if you find yourself in the space of cybersecurity, I bet to say, even IT generally, you become a perpetual learner because really the environment keeps evolving over time. There's no time it's going to be suddenly static. It's always active. There's always something coming up. There's always something new. So embrace it. It's your lifestyle. If you're in technology, there is no way around it, to be honest with you. Um, because things change all the time. But the nice thing is it's always exciting. Reading news, just getting to know more about what's going on in your space. For us in GRC, also, you'll see where we fit in and everything bleeds in and ties together big time. All right, let's go to the next one real quick. So in the world of cybersecurity, there are three key things you guys will learn. Can we just do something together? Let's have fun real quick. One of our first fun thing. Can we all type in CIA? Let's feel like we have some smart cookies right now. Can we type in CIA? Everybody, let's do it real quick. CIA. Can we just type it real quick? Can we just type CIA, everybody, real quick? Excellent. Let's feel like we are some of the, central intelligence folks. We are so smart. We are going crazy right now in a good way. Let's type CIA together real quick, everybody. Excellent, excellent. If anything, I would like you to remember this for a lifetime. Because if you're in a conversation, you don't even need to take this program to know this. If you're in a conversation, oh, look at my smart folks. Oh, IO, AY, also. AY spelled it out for confidentiality, integrity, availability. Okay, let me stretch you a little bit. I'm going to make you type a little bit more. Can we do that together? Let's type in confidentiality. That's what C stands for. Can we type it together real quick? Confidentiality. Then let's type in availability real quick. Availability and integrity. Can we all type it? Because these three things you guys are typing tonight, quite honestly, in any environment you find yourself in the world, you sound like a smart person. If you enter a room and you say, they talk about cybersecurity, you say, well, guys, let's talk about the foundation of it. Is the threat in terms of confidentiality, availability, or integrity? What exactly are we trying to focus on? If you say that, people will know that, oh, okay, this dude has an idea of what's going on, really. So again, guys, my goal is at the minimum, I leave you a little bit more smarter than you came here in the last 30 minutes. CIA, think about it, confidentiality, integrity, and availability. Let's talk about it a little bit more. All right, what does that mean in simple terms, guys? In simple terms, when we say confidentiality, I'm saying, of course, the information should be kept private and secure. For those of us in that space of, secrets or government in the US especially, it's a big deal for us. In most other countries, it's a big deal, right? So that's going to be confidentiality will be very essential for somebody in the CIA or somebody in government, Department of Defense. That's going to be a big deal. What about integrity? If I'm in IT, financial sector, then I'm going to think about, okay, integrity of data. It means I don't want somebody to change or make modification to sensitive data or information. That's a huge, massive deal. You guys will agree with me, right? Then the final one, availability. Let's think about it. This is crazy, guys. Think about somebody that has a plant, right? We manufacture, let's say, what's some exciting things? Can somebody give me an example of something manufactured? Can somebody type something we manufacture? Anything you manufacture. Give me an example of something manufactured. Anything manufactured. Give me an example. Real quick, let's do it. Come on, guys. We don't eat anything. Cars. I like that. Kate, you're awesome. Cars, phones. Okay, good. All right, let's take cars, for example. One of the challenges with cars lately has been supply chain of chips, right? So because of the chips, cars are crazy right now to get any car. So that's right. Generators, car parts, excellent. You're right. Think about it, ladies and gentlemen. If you go to a Tesla plant right now, Tesla plant will not tell you, I care about confidentiality and integrity right now. Guess what they care about? Availability. You know why? Because they want their system to be available at all times. So in terms of priority for plants manufacturing, they care more about availability, which is still part of our threat. So let's take it again, CIA. So if you leave here with nothing, remember CIA, confidentiality, integrity, and availability. Good one. All right, let's move on real quick. Again, guys, you guys are just loving this, right? Okay, let's see. Some people would ask me, and I know this because I've mentored a lot of people and I've talked to a lot of people. I know the common question. Okay, Akin, what's the story, man? This is crazy. Cybersecurity, I want to be a cybersecurity person. If anybody says they're a cybersecurity guru, it's laughable because honestly, none of us can be a guru in everything. Know enough to do damage in most areas. Your area, focus and be core in it, but know enough because you can't do everything. There's so much area. Look at us here. Cybersecurity role, vulnerability management, application security, data loss prevention, forensic, security architecture, network security, incident response, threat intelligence, GRC auditor, next SIP. There is so many areas in cybersecurity. Cybersecurity is like saying I'm doing IT, right? The question is, which area of IT do I start with? The rule of thumb is start somewhere, you can always build and scale it over time. As simple as that. If you go beyond that, honestly, you would not even start. You'll be all messed up in your mind and you just feel like you feel overwhelmed. The rule of thumb, start somewhere, then you can scale and build over time. That's the way it works, as simple as that. All right, let's go. What is GRC? Let's get into GRC. Most of us are here for GRC, not for anything else. So I'll jump into that real quick and talk about it a little bit. Okay. This is a summary and a solid snapshot of what everything is all about, to be honest with you. It means people that do all the cybersecurity core areas, technical areas, and some of them, we have SOC analysts, we have people that do, they do analysis, they map your system, they do event monitoring, some people do penetration testing, vulnerability management, whatever area you do within cybersecurity space. The key is there are some people that carve out the strategy for you. Those people focus on the people, the process, the technology. I don't care the technology or the tool you use. You might tell me I use Exabeam, I use Splunk, I use so many of these cool tools. Cyber, Curate, I use. Most people are tool people. Tooling is not a strategy. Yes, you make your money because they're just a tool person. Guess what? A tool can leave anytime, right? Because companies collapse anytime. So you can tell me you're a tool person. Oh, I'm the guru in Splunk. I'm the guru in Curator. I'm the guru in this tool. Tools come, tools go. So yeah, big deal. What you do as a GRC person mostly is your recommendations and your thought process would recommend the solutioning for your organization most of the time. What does that mean? If I come to your environment and I do a thorough assessment, I identify your gaps in my assessment, I can do a threat profiling assessment, I can do a vulnerability management assessment, I can do like a gap assessment of your environment real quick. What does that mean? Governance focuses mostly around all the key things around the culture and the psychology of how your environment really works at the end of the day. You'll see things like, the frameworks that is used, the policies that are built within your businesses. We get into specific of those policies, how to build policies within your organization itself. Then we get into risk management framework. How do we really manage those risks within your environment also? What are the key compliance areas too? Within compliance, it depends on the industry, right? If you're in healthcare, for example, then of course, HIPAA will apply to you. If you have location in Europe or the EU, then GDPR applies to you. If you have companies within California or in Washington, they have their privacy laws attached to that too. So a lot of things you would have to figure out extensively to be very relevant at the end of the day. So very important as we work in this framework. But this is a solid high-level guide. This is our program pretty much. Now, one thing is this. Many times somebody will ask, oh, well, it's very easy. Don't worry. We'll get into that part of it. We don't roll that way, really. Most of the time, we put the work. There's just no shortcut, really. Anyone that tells you you do something, you get it working tomorrow, that's nonsense, really. At the end of the day, it's the discipline, the work ethic, the time we put in it. Tonight, in a few minutes, you'll hear from some of our mentees that just finished a program 4 weeks ago. In the last 4 weeks, we have about 5 offers already. No, I'm not saying everybody will get an offer, but if you put the time, the discipline, you stand a solid chance. That I'll tell you, at the end of the day. But let's quickly go. All right, let's go. Governance, like I said, is just mostly around talking about the organizational culture. Very important, guys. Culture is everything. I don't care what you say. And then in corporate environment, even as a leader in corporations, culture drives everything. Even within your small team, your culture will drive everything. If a new person comes, they must align to your culture. You can't be bigger than the culture itself. So it's so intentional, very well defined. The environment will understand cybersecurity is a priority from even from the board, from the CISO, CIA, this CEO, everybody, general counsel, everybody's so involved from day one from a cultural point of view. So very important. All right, risk, of course, we've talked about that too. We have to determine what is the risk to our organization. Now, that's why we are not raising followers here, really. We are raising leaders, and it's by design. The way we can make meaningful impact is we must change our thinking to leadership thoughts. At some point, yes, it's okay. I just want to make money on the side. That's fine. But that's just you making money. It's okay. A lot of us are doing multiple jobs, nothing against it, right? But at the end of the day, leadership set the tone to have a meaningful legacy. Leadership can hire our folks. Leadership can make decisions to outsource jobs to our team. If you're a recruiting firm and you want to have impact, it makes sense to have your people that are also the ones recruiting. So it's very important. It's everything, to be honest. So I challenge everybody on this call, you must think beyond, I just want to execute, make money. It's good, yeah. But at the end of the day, we want our folks to be leaders too. And GRC's leadership, we'll get into that in a bit, okay? All right, let's move on. Compliance, again, very important. If I say compliance to us, most of us know, because there are regulations, there's no shortcut to it. If it's a regulation, if we don't follow those regulations, it exposes us to legal risk, fines. Some of the fines are very terrible. So it's very important we remain in compliance and work with government, our governance framework to make sure we are successful. And that's part of what we do in GRC. We'll teach all of those. We get into the details of that in the program itself. What's going to be covered in this program? Again, we'll get into introduction to cybersecurity. You guys will get a feel of working with some tools. I'm going to make you work on some networking tools like Nmap. These are free tools. You work on networking tools, not because I'm making you to be a network security person, but because I want you to have that foundation so that you can, if you're in a meeting and people are talking about different things in the space of cyber, you can mentally relate with it because you've done it yourself. The program is not meant for hands-on networking thing, but I train that because it's part of the new integration into this program to make sure I get my guys and ladies very comfortable, speak intelligent because you already know it, you've done it yourself when you find yourself executing this different framework. Developing policies and procedures in cyberspace, you guys will get involved in that too, very important. We talk about NIST 853 mapping, ISO 27001 mapping, NIST risk management framework, third-party risk management framework, data security assessment, overview of HIPAA, GDPR, PCI, fundamentals of IT general controls, then some general leadership tips, which we have already prepared. So this is going to be what's going to be covered in the program. Some interesting incidents and why GRC. Now, again, look at this. These are some recent incidents. First one was an insurance company, and they had a data theft that impacted a lot of their customers. This is a huge deal, very big embarrassment to the organization itself. The other one, maybe you guys have heard of Colonial Pipeline. This was a very, very big deal also. Colonial Pipeline was a ransomware attack. As the name implies, ransomware means we shut your system and we are asking for ransom. Give me Bitcoin, give me this. Now, we in the West, in North America, there's no official government policy against, paying out for ransomware. As a business, you have to make that decision. Imagine Amazon, for example, shutting down for a day. Think about the revenue they can lose. So if somebody says, give me $5 million or else I'll make you shut down for a day. Amazon probably makes $100 million a day, right? Or something like that. So if they ask for $5 million versus they losing $100 million, they will just wink and ask their legal team to go settle. And most of these folks, they have lawyers that's their job. They know all these guys in the dark web. They know how to collaborate with them. Many times when they give you the key to decrypt the attack, the ransomware they put on your system, the lawyers have an idea of how to play with these guys. They've worked with them many times before. Again, that's somebody else full time. Somebody said, target data breach, T-Mobile. Yeah, that's a big one. Let me talk about data. Thank you, Dano. That was a good one. Most of us are in North America. Target is the retail store, like Walmart, right? Now, guess what happened? They had HVAC, AC maintenance folks come to their environment to do regular maintenance. And guess what? It's a third party that came to do maintenance. Even though it's a third party, you are liable. It's not an excuse. Now, guess what happened? Because of that breach, they compromised hundreds of thousands of customers' record, and they were fined hundreds of millions of dollars for that breach. So it's so important. That's why we take a topic like third-party risk management, huge piece of the puzzle for us. I lead a team that focus on operation technology, for example, in North America. And for us, it's a huge, massive deal. Anything that has to do with manufacturing, research, lab, it's a big deal for us, right? If you are using robotics, we have to think about how do you segment your network within those space. It's a massive deal for us, right? We have to figure out, are you using OT monitoring tools? Does it fit with your enterprise? How exposed are you within your network? Do you have a DMZ, industrial DMZ, that segment those network? If there's a breach, how do you respond from those breach? So it's a big deal. People spend and invest so much in this right now because of the risk and the exposure. A compromise can, besides exposing you legally, your supply chain can be disrupted big time, that you might lose customers a lot within a short time. So very, very important. All right, let's go to the next one. Again, these are some basic, what's vulnerability? A weakness that can be exploited, that's a big deal. What is the risk? Possibility of something bad happening, right? Every day of our life, everybody, we are exposed to certain risks. Some of us use different mechanisms to feel there's no risk, but there's no end to potential risk. You can always think of a potential risk. For example, what's the risk? The light can just go off as we are talking right now. If I'm in a different location, I might say the risk is high. My geography might be maybe low risk. If I'm in another location, the risk will be higher. What about the risk of flooding where I am? Well, thankfully, I'm in the great state of Texas. We don't experience flood, at least where I stay. If I was living in Florida, close to the coast, or Alabama, then the risk is higher. So risk is always evolving. You have to assess your risk at all times. What about threats? An entry or actor that may exploit a vulnerability. There are so many threat actors out there. And these are the things we would have to assess as cybersecurity folks in our program, okay? All right, let's go on. We talked about framework earlier on. There are some guidelines. We have PCI, we have GDPR, we have EPA. These are some big ones out there. GDPR is for privacy, mostly in organizations that have subsidiaries in European Union. EPA is for healthcare. That's why most of us, when we go to our doctors, they ask us to fill EPA form. Then we have PCI, which is mostly for payment card industry. If you are handling certain financial transactions, typically PCI compliance is a must for you, or else you expose yourself to regulators. All right, business continuity, big deal, big deal, big deal. At the end of the day, guess what? In the era of COVID, most organizations now realize it's so important. It's not just as simple as, I'm running a business. What about if there is crisis? What is your strategy for business continuity? Now, most of us will think it's not a big deal until it is a big deal. Many times we think it's not a big deal, then we realize it's a big deal when there's crisis, okay? All right, so this is an example of a well-used framework. A framework is just a guide that helps organizations to figure out how to manage their organization. It's like series of best practices on things you can do to get you comfortable that you're covering all the key risks in your organization. Now, let's put it in perspective. Some of these organizations are 41,000, so they are massive. So you are part of something huge, to be honest with you. Many times it's not just casual. You're part of something massive, something way bigger than you and I, many times. Their mission, their vision is way big. And these are huge monsters that their revenues are hundreds of billions of dollars in some cases. So they use this as a way to guide and structure how their business is. Let's put it in perspective. You and I, we have a home. You probably have a family, spouse with kids, and you would agree sometimes it's even difficult to manage, a small home setting, right? Now imagine someone that has 100,000 employees, including vendors, contractors working with them. That is some crazy stuff. You need a framework to make it manageable in small silos. So that's where we fit in. It's a fun field. It's a rewarding field. Um, very prestigious. Your knowledge base explodes immediately. You can't buy that really. All right, let's jump into something real quick. Before we jump into the frequently asked questions and typical response, I'll run through that because we have a section real quick. I have two of my men, we call them great mentors within my program that will just talk about their experience, the transition to. So I'd like them to just speak. We can ask questions too. Do me a favor, everybody on the call. Once they come on board, somebody said Texas still has flood. Yeah, you're right. Thank you for calling that out. Well, I live in Dallas. I'm proud of it. We don't have flood as much as other part of it. But if you don't mind, once I call any of these folks to come on board, I'd like you guys to just give them a clapping ovation, give them an icon. And one thing I'd like you all to do, if you don't mind, can we just do that right now? I posted a link with our YouTube page. If you don't mind, we would appreciate if you guys can. Let me just post it back again. If you guys can just quickly log in and just give us a thumbs up. I think that would be really, really awesome. We want to make sure we can build this program for other people. If you've done it, can you just give us a quick thumbs up? If you've done it, can you just quickly like it? Let's do it for the next 2 minutes real quick. Give me a thumbs up if you've done it. Just like our page on I just sent it real quick. Can we just give me a thumbs up if you've done it? You all are awesome. Thank you for doing that. Thank you. Thank you. Just give me a thumbs up if you've done it. Let me see. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Awesome. Thank you. Okay, I just resent it. Let me send it to everybody again. Everyone in the meeting. Here we go. I just sent it to everybody in the meeting. Thank you. Thank you, everybody. You all are awesome. Thank you. Thank you. Send it to everybody again. Let's do it real quick. Just click on the YouTube page and just like us. Just like us. Yep. Thank you. Thank you, guys. Thank you. Thank you. You all are awesome. All right, let's see some frequently asked questions. I'll be fast about on this one so that we can just, all right, let's see. Now, the reason I'm going to start with this is because I know a lot of you have this in mind. Trust me, I think I would have covered most of the questions most people have had, just because I keep database of corresponding with a lot of my team. And so we have an idea of what people have. First one I've seen, is programming required in this program? No. And why? You can choose and say, I want to have a career in programming cybersecurity. That's your choice. But the simple answer is no. Mathematics is not required. Somebody has asked that before too. There's no programming required. Just have an open mind, fresh brain, be ready to have fun and do work. Do I need to be a US citizen to get into this? A lot of people think because I'm in cybersecurity, I need security clearance for all jobs. The answer is no. Your green card is good enough. Work authorization is good enough for most of the jobs you would apply for. However, of course, you would not be applying to government jobs because those will require security clearance. So that's the answer. Number 3, I have no IT background. Can I do this? The answer is yes. If you are hungry, if you are willing to put the work, I have a foundational program that will help you cover basic of IT. Get into that. I have a quiz after that too. Honestly, in 2 days, you will realize how much you've learned. Of course, it's not going to be perfect, right? But you would have had the basic foundation to begin and learn. I've been in IT for over 25 years, but guess what? Every day I soak it in, I learn, I have no choice because that's the only way to grow, really. And have fun doing it, enjoy it. Just put the work, listen to podcasts, listen to YouTube, and have fun doing it. All right. Do you help with your resumes? Yes, we provide a draft resume to help you build your resume. So we're going to work together. I give you a draft. You start building the resume, and we give you feedback. And it's a very simple thing, to be honest. And it's important you are involved in your resume building. Why? Even if I give you a resume and build it with you, and you're not involved, if they ask you a question in the interview, because you're not involved, it's easy to be embarrassed. So it's very important. 80% of the draft, you would have it. It's going to be a minor tweak you would have to put in. As a matter of fact, from day one in our program, we expect you to start building resume. If you work on the topic, let's say you map NIST framework, you in different section, you start building it immediately because those are your experience you're building immediately as you progress. All right, let's go to the next one. Do I need to commit a lot of time to be successful? Ha ha ha, I like that. For anything that you want to be proficient in, it's fair to say we need to commit some quality time. My answer is this. Outside of the class time, my expectation is I want you to commit at the minimum, I would like you to put in 1 hour every day. So that means in the next, it's going to be like a 2-month program, 7 weeks program. In the next 2 months, I expect you to give me 1 hour a day, every day. I mean, I get it sometimes, you might not, it will not be a good day to study, but listen to a blog that day, listen to a YouTube message on, so, or even listen to me. I'm on YouTube now. Just listen to one topic that might be 30 minutes just to enlighten you a little bit and just take your rest. But you need to commit the time. That's the honest truth about it. And you'll see why in a bit. All right, so let's go. What are the, oh, sorry, I missed one number. What job site do I use to apply? In simple terms, I can share this real quick with everybody. There are many job sites out there to apply. One of them is a site called indeed.com, indeed.com. We are not focused on SAP. So if you see SAP GRC, that's not us. We are not doing that. It's strictly GRC. So you might see IT security analyst, GRC analyst. That is the job you'll be applying for. Pretty decent salaries for most of the time. As a matter of fact, today, I will be honest with you. Yeah, it's exciting. If one of your team members is telling you I'm about to apply for a position and I'm asking for 180,000, that is, I love it. That's what I want to hear. And everybody on this call can do that. You tell me, hey, can I ask for 200K? Believe it or not, people are paid that. Some of them are younger than you are. Don't even, it's paper. Yeah, guys, ladies, it's your mental state. So don't even see it as a big deal. All right. Put the work and the environment will pay you. That I know. So don't sweat it. Okay. And don't tell me, oh, I'm saying you are going to make 200K. That's not what I said. Hey, don't quote me with that. No. Typically, I say our range, and we'll get into that in a bit. Our range in terms of salary, mostly I'll say from 85,000 to 125,000. Let's put it at that range for the program. Now, after you've had experience, now you are experienced, you're comfortable after a year, then I'll leave you. Do whatever you want to do. I am mad at you. Quote 200K. If they'll pay you, thumbs up. But I'm just saying, when we start, I like to make our team, depending on you, if I see you're not so crazily driven, just keep it low, maybe the lower echelon of the pay scale. If you go demand for 120,000 and you're not putting 120,000 effort, it will show. So you would know yourself that, okay, if I'm driven, I'm putting the work, then good things always happen at the end of the day. All right, let's go back. So that's really what the job site is. It's not a rocket science. There are so many jobs out there, to be honest. I've been privileged to make hiring decisions in the past too. It's one of those fields I've been able to hire people to. So it's not a big deal. So people hire every day. All right. Do I need experience to begin my career? For the GRC field, so typically you need to have some IT basic knowledge, right? And that's why we bridge that gap, taking the fundamentals of IT first so that you guys are well equipped, have the knowledge, the skill to speak the language and be effective at doing that, okay? What is the cost for this program? It's $750 only. And in SANS.org, now in SANS.org, 3 programs make what they call GRC. Each of the program is 3.5. So combination of those 3 about, you know what, this is good. Let me show you guys what SANS.org is. It's a big one out there. So that you can have an idea of some of us at times, and I'll tell you there's a reason to the madness, right? It's not like we don't know how to charge people, no. It's because of the vision title. We want to make sure our folks are into, all right, let's see, SANS GRC training courses, just to kind of give you guys an idea of some of the crazy fees some of these big institutions charge for what we do. Again, nothing against them, you know, I am mad at them. They're just taking advantage of the market. So my hat to them. My hat to them. But they charge a lot. That's what I'm driving at, guys. Let's see. And the way they do theirs is they break it down into multiple chunks. So this is one of their training. So they break it down into multiple chunks, and you know, and based on that, they will charge you based on that. So you can see them here: risk assessment, blah 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 blah. So it's a 2 days program for them, you know. So you can see the way they break it down. It's a lot of stuff tied to it. Let's see the training and pricing so that you can. So for just that one class, my people, 3,500, 3,050 for one, and they have multiple ones. So like I said, the goal for us is we want to empower folks. Put the work in it. Put the effort in it. Don't trivialize it. Don't look at it and say, well, you know, it's just one of those programs. Put the work in it, and quite honestly, you're being mentored and trained by one of the best the world can produce, to be honest with you. You know, it's just the reality of it. I've served over 100 Fortune 500. I'm head of delivery in North America of a Fortune 5 company. So it doesn't get better than that to be mentored that way, really. So take advantage of it. Don't trivialize it. Don't take it for granted. Don't think it's one of those things. Just soak it in. Learn as much as you can. Enjoy the ride. Put the work in it. Okay. Does this role require a meeting? Let's talk about this. Very big one. Big one, big one, big one. The reason I'm going to challenge everybody on this call, especially with my leadership thought processes, yes, it does. You will be speaking to people. You will be engaged, but it's fun stuff. Don't forget, everybody, remember on this call, it's the same people you meet in Walmart. You know, it's the same thing you meet in, you know, the same people you meet everywhere else, really. You meet them in Walmart, you meet them in church, you meet them in gatherings. Some of them you catch them on the way if they are driving crazy, you know, on your highway, you know, it's the same thing. So they're the same human being. Now they wear a suit like I did this night, right? And they suddenly become some big cookies, nothing, rubbish. So it's not a big deal. They're just people you speak with. The key is simple: prepare. If you have a meeting, prepare. I mean, we all do that already. Most of them, you'll be knowledgeable more than they are in your space because you put the time before you have a meeting. So it's not a big deal at all. And you know, life is too short, guys, ladies. If you don't do it now, if you don't challenge yourself to be a leader now and play that role, when? Time is not going, you are going. You and I are going every day. You don't want to look back and say, don't be a grumpy old man or woman. Challenge yourself to rise up to it. There's leadership in every one of us. I'm just calling it out. That's all. You got this, people. All right, let's go next one. So you would be presenting, you will be sharing with people. Embrace it. It's not a big deal. They're just people like you and I. Not a big deal. All right, next one. Is certification required? That's a question for what? Yes. Simple thing. Now, most jobs, let me tell you my own personal feel. It doesn't mean it's the right one or the wrong one. Personally, I've never looked at a resume and checked their certification. To me, it's useless. Somebody will tell me, oh, well, you have so many certifications. Why are you not? Yeah. Different circumstance. The reality right now, so many institutions, big organizations don't even need certification again to work for them. The likes of Google, Facebook, even maybe Amazon now. I have one of my mentors here, Nene, Amazon Guru, program manager, on the call too, that is probably going to attest to it. A lot of people want you to learn their own skill within their own organization anyway. So I decided that, well, and I'll tell you two reasons. One, I know people write certification for people. I know that. So why will I care about it? Secondly, if you don't know the job and you have 20 certification, I'll fire you after 2 weeks. So what the heck? So focus on the skill. Certification is good as a bonus, but make sure the skill is a bigger focus for you. The knowledge and the skill is a bigger focus for you. So for us, what we've done is anyone that enrolls in our program, we also automatically enroll you to the GRCP certification program we have. That will be a different day for just 4 classes. And we have solid pass questions that has over 90% pass rate so that you can use that as an advantage for you. Before you finish the class, most of you will be certified. Of course, make sure you attend the program, use the pass question, do the certification, and you'll pass it. That I'm confident. It's not a big deal. So you take the class, go through the pass question, do the certification. So you have it before we even finish the program. So when you're applying for a job, you put the GRCP alongside. The nice thing about GRCP, it's now like a mainstream certification in GRC, which is great. Okay, let's go. Do I stand a chance to pass the GRC certification? The answer is yes. Yes, you stand a good chance with the preparation and everything. So this is the GRCP body, pretty good. I did it like 3 years ago myself. So it's really good now. In the past, it was not like a mainstream certification, but now it's in the mainstream. A lot of jobs now in GRC, they will say GRCP. So it's good. All right. So team question and answer. Before we get into some question and answer people have posted, I'll let 2 people to just give us some quick can Kate and Tiwa, do you mind, please? Can you guys raise your hand so I can find you all real quick? I can unmute you to just, there are people, there are mentors within our programs that have an amazing GRC career right now. So we're just excited for them. All right, let's see. Did you raise your hand yet? Okay, Kate, you are awesome. Let me get Kate to, all right, pardon me, guys, trying to find it. Okay. All right, I think let's start with Tiwa. Go ahead, Tiwa. I just unmuted you. I unmuted you, Tiwa. Go ahead, sir. Oh, you're still muted? Huh. Sorry about that. Let me see if I can figure why. Okay. Tiwa, let me get it in. I don't know why. Let me get Kate in for a start, then hopefully we'll figure it out. All right. Over to you, Kate.
Hi, everyone. Good evening and welcome to the Skillweed how do I even say? This is one amazing program, and I'm so glad that I took this class. When I joined this class, I'd taken several other certification programs, boot camp, risk management, paid enormous amount of money to several trainers. And I still was somewhat in the muddy water, and did some little research on my own. And I was interviewing in the GRC field without even having to take the class. And luckily, a friend of mine had mentioned and forwarded this ad to me by Skillweed. It was the best thing that happened to me. I joined this class, and the training, it started off like this. I attended several of the sessions. It was amazing. It was remarkable. Every of the class was instrumental. In a few days, I resumed my job. I got an offer and I resumed, just having to, I've been in class for a few days. And those skill set, I tell you, boy, it came in so handy. Our teams were like amazing, excellent professional. Our mentor, Mr. Kimfewa, is there. It's now it's a lifelong bond for life, and I'm glad to be on this program. So what I'll tell you is, this is one class, a program that you will never regret. You're gonna get your money's worth. But then, like every other questions I've been asked, I've been seeing it. You have to put in the work. You put in the work, you reap the reward, and you're gonna be out there and speak as a GRC professional, act as a GRC professional, deliver. If you can impress your employer in the first 1 to 2 weeks, and you'll be there. It's my second week as a GRC professional, second month as a GRC professional, and I'm loving it, and I actually want more. And having said that, so sign up. Over to you, Mr. Kimper.
Thank you, amazing Kate. Kate is my buddy for life. We went through some of the things, and it's always a pleasure when what you've gone through in a program like this, you get to the real deal, and you find out that the stamina you've built over time, you can apply it to real life. So that is excellent. Thank you, Kate. You're awesome. You made it easy. You put the work. Thank you. All right, let me try and get Tiwa in. Tiwa, let me try and get you in now. Out of phone, I saw you right now. Okay, let's see. Okay. Tiwa, do you mind? Can you just raise your hand? Hello. Find you here. It's a good problem. You have a large class, so I'll take that problem anytime. All right, let's see. Okay, yes, I see you now. I see you, sir. Go ahead. Yes, I think you're muted. Okay, try it again. Oh, wow, this is quite, okay. Let me see. It shows you're muted. Can you use your phone to call in? Yeah, use your phone to call in. All right, let's see if I can get someone else in. Well, Tiwa is yeah, Mr. Lavo on the call. Let's see. Oh my. Any of our old buddies on the call that can, well, Tiwa is trying to, let's see. I'm gonna put some folks on the spot. And don't drop on me. Let's see. All right, Mary, can you just share your experience before Tiwa gets? Go ahead.
Hello, good evening, everyone. My name is Mary.
Hi, Mary.
Yeah, fine. I joined Mr. Akin's class, and it has been a really instrumental to me. I learned some things, and I've been in the process of attending interviews, even things that I don't know before now. I'm able to apply them. I'm able to know how to map frameworks, how to also how to carry out risk assessment, and also how to speak to the mind of interviewer based on what we've learned in class. It has always been a time of practical work, like as if you are in the office, you are doing the real job. And that is what it means when you are part of Skillweed. You'll be able to also speak to the job when you have interviews, because here it's just as if you are just running your day-to-day duties.
Excellent. Thank you so much, Mary. Very well. Thank you. All right, let's see if Tiwa is, and Mary's been applying recently, so which is excellent. That's where we want to be right now. All right, let's see. Okay, Bumi.
Hi, hello everyone. I want to say, if you're in this class and you're wondering, am I doing the right thing? I want you to know that you're making one of the best decisions you can make. I mean, when I joined Skillweed, I guess I would say I have very little knowledge of IT. And within the few weeks of the training, I'm amazed at how much I actually learned. Not only is the content of the course rich, not only are you going to have a more like hands-on practical experience of what you're going to be doing when you get the job, but you also have some other information and other experiences that will aid in your daily life generally. I have been interviewing also. I mean, things are looking very promising, and not only are you going to just have this training, you're going to have some support. There are so many trainings that I have done personally, and after the training, that is the end of it. But at Skillweed, I can tell you, you are not left on your own, really. It's a journey that will partner with you to the very end. As often as you can always go back, and you can be sure that you always get the support that you need at any point in time. So I would just advise you, if you are still doubting or not making up your mind, I think this is the best decision you can take. And you have your money's worth. You get the value for your money if you stay in this class. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Bumi. Amazing. Very well said. Let's try Mr. Tiwa one more time. Go ahead, sir.
Can you hear me?
Excellent. Now we can. Excellent.
Good evening, everybody. Good to see you, Kate. Well, my name is Tiwa. I'm an alumnus of this training program, and I'm proud to be associated not only with this program, but also with the mentor, Mr. Akinfenwa. He's a great guy, great mentor, great resource person. You can't have it better anywhere. I'm just going to allude to what Kate has said. I have also done many trainings. It's a very wide range of trainings that I've been involved in. And this is the best that I've done. And this is the most cost-effective training that I've been involved in. When Mr. Akin was talking about SANS doing training for $3,000, I've done trainings like that. I've done trainings worth 2,500. I've done trainings worth 3,000. I've done series of trainings. So if you think because this training is kind of reasonably cheap, maybe it's not worth it, you are making a huge mistake. I've done trainings worth 3,000 that I did not get half of what I got here. And to top it all, I completed this training. I put in the work. like Mr. King would always ask you, if you put in the work, there's nothing stopping you. I'm proud to say that I got a job within 1 month. I actually have another problem in my hand today because today I got another job and I'm confused now. So the problem I have is now I'm confused as to which one to go for, It's a good problem to have, but it's giving me headache right now. And that is what this training can do to you. So I'm saying this to encourage you. You can do it. You can do it. If you pass through the higher institution in Nigeria, there's nothing stopping you. Actually, you've been prepared. What Mr. Akin is doing is just pushing out the greatness in you, inside of you. Just go out there and do it. It's doable. Like he said, these are people you meet at Walmart, at every where you go. They are the ones you'll be talking to. I got so comfortable with this training and putting in the work that whenever I do I'm in an interview and I'm answering questions and I'm asking them questions. And they're answering me because I took over the interview. That's the confidence that you gain from this training. That is what the confidence can do to you. You'll be so confident that you are not only answering questions, you will also take over the interview from the interviewer. If you know your onions and you know what you're saying. That is what this training can do to you. And I wish you all the best as you begin this journey. It can only get better. Thank you.
Thank you. Awesome. Thank you, sir. I appreciate that. All right. Thank you so much for hanging out with us. I will just take, I think, a lot of back and forth. Let's see. Thank you, everybody. Thanks for hanging out. I know we passed our time by 9 minutes, but thank you so much. God bless. And have fun. And registration is on for the program. If you need to reach me, let me text you real quick. Just ping me directly. We can connect on WhatsApp. So on course, or you can send to info@skillweed.com. We have a team that will respond to you immediately. Just feel free to register. Class starts August 13th. And let's do this together. Godspeed. Thank you so much for hanging out with us. Thank you. Thanks, Tiwa. Thanks, Kate. Thanks, Bumi. Thanks, Mary. Thanks, everybody.